Good morning, BC. Hope all is well. Everything's good here in Idaho. Got a couple of records for you today. Let's get right into it. First one, let's go with Gentle Giant, The Missing Piece. Now, this is, I believe, 77. Transitional record for Gentle Giant, and I've often heard a lot of bad things about this because it's supposedly the beginnings of their foray into a more pop-orientated sound, and I guess it is. The first side of the record is sort of shorter songs with less multi-instrumentation that they usually have. Here's the thing: the poppy songs that they write are solid, really solid, and a lot of people malign this record. And let me tell you, I think you're wrong. I really do. Songs like 2 Weeks in Spain, fucking fantastic. Maybe it's a little poppy, and maybe it's a lot less prog than they're used to. I can't say that there's a song on the first side of this record I don't like. Now, side 2 of this record is more what you're used to from Gentle Giant, which is, prog, a lot of instruments, a lot of thoughtful passages, stuff like that. So it seems like they were trying something out on this record. And I guess the record after this is more straight along the lines of pop stuff. But damn if they don't do it well. Honestly, do yourself a favor. Go listen to the track 2 Weeks in Spain. And if you don't like that, then you probably won't like this record. But I think you're going to be pleasantly surprised. I was. And, I've had this record for a long time. And never actually listened to it because once again, on the internet, I read a bunch of stuff. And I believed it without checking for myself. And it's wrong. This is a good record. I really dig this. In fact, I found myself listening to this quite a bit, even this morning, before I did the show, and I was just like, this is great. Great stuff. So, yeah, they did some fantastic writing on this. The next record also gets a bad rap. And, I never, I'm confessional time here. I've never listened to this before I picked it up. And coming from somebody with the name Doompaul, that's quite the sin. Black Sabbath, Never Say Die. Is this Black Sabbath's finest moment? No, it is not. But is it a bad record? It is absolutely not a bad record, and it is absolutely worthy of anyone's collection. It's more street rocky. It's certainly less cohesive, and as we all know from all the stories, it's completely drug fueled. It sounds like Ozzy didn't even make it all the way through this record before they booted him out because there's there's one track where he's not even singing. I'm not sure who is on the last song, Swinging the Chain, and you can really tell that. You can really tell that the song was written for Ozzy because the person singing is doing a passable imitation of Ozzy. And boy, I gotta tell you, it's one of my favorite tracks on the record. Kind of weird. But I think Ozzy is in fine form on this one. From everything I hear, he actually wasn't in all that fine form. But vocally, he sounds fine. There's some good tracks on here. It's a little bit more noodly than your average Black Sabbath record. It's not as cohesive. It's a lot more street rock. But it's a perfectly fine Black Sabbath album. You could tell they were coming apart at the seams, sure, but when they came together, they came together really well. And, you know, I can't say enough about this cover, which must have looked super futuristic at the time. It looks a little goofball now. But, you know, Hypnogenesis, is it? I don't know how to pronounce it, did the cover. And, man, you know, so all you haters of this and everything else, have you actually listened to this stuff? Because some of this is fantastic. No, I'm not saying every track on that record is the best, but for all the hate I read about it, and I've got to stay away from forums, and I got to stay away from Wikipedia sometimes, because, you know, I got to be able to make my own decisions on this stuff. And if I go in there with a predetermined, this is going to suck, then, you know, it's going to be a strike against me, you know, without giving the record a pure thought. So, anyway, dig it. Never Say Die, Black Sabbath. Don't pass it up because of the hype. Next record, I was really pleased to pick up last week. I found it really cheap, too. Blue Cheers, Vincibius Eruptum. Now, we all know Blue Cheer, you know, from Summertime Blues. Boy, this is a great record. A couple of blues covers, you know, there's only three songs on this 6-song record that I think they actually wrote. But just, it's so fuzzy, man. It is so fuzzy. And you know, they got the Owsley quote on the back. And, you know, I hear a lot of people, you know, and it's a later pressing, whatever. I hear a lot of people... What the hell was I going to say? Oh, I hear a lot of people, you know, say this might have been one of the first heavy metal records. I don't get that. I mean, you know, you certainly get your big riffs and but it's fuzzy and 60s, and definitely got more of a 60s vibe than anything else. So, you know, I don't know what to say about that. I don't know enough to properly say yay or nay. But this is a fantastic record. Absolutely just great. The guitar player, Dickie Peterson, just goes nuts. And it's almost got a Jimi Hendrix vibe at times. And the vocals have almost come across as Janis Joplin-y, which is kind of strange. Coming from a dude, but that's what it struck me as. But boy, I can see myself playing this over and over and over again. And it's been years since I actually heard it, but I was really, really happy to find it, and I found it really cheap. And the record was actually pristine, so I don't think it's actually ever been played. So, really, really happy with this. So cool, Blue Cheer. Final record, and I bring this up because this is my favorite of the lot, and it is a split on $20 Spin Records. It's the Monarch and Grey Datura you know, could be able to see any of this split on $20 Spin. Found this in my local record store, and I was like, yes. I've followed Monarch for a long time. I've always enjoyed their stuff. I've enjoyed their side projects like Rainbow of Death. They're from Bayonne, France. I'm probably pronouncing that wrong. And it's just a wall of sound. It's just feedback, distortion, feedback, riff, maybe a drum beat here and there. I don't know if you want to categorize it as drone. I don't think it's quite drone. I think it's sort of more doom drone. I don't know. But Monarch, man, they're fantastic, and it's just something you just put on, and it hits you like a wave in the ocean. And if you dig that sort of thing, Monarch is like one of the most fantastic bands to do that to. I like the Grey Datorah's side a little bit less. I don't know why. Um, it's probably just the fanboy in me, digging Monarch more, because I always have. They have these fantastic, like, Hello Kitty graphics with upside-down crosses and everything else throughout their catalog, and I just dig their vibe. They're a lot of fun. So check out Monarch. I think you'll be well pleased if you dig this whole Wall of Sound drone thing. Um, and I don't know, I can't. It's hard to categorize them. Are they sludge? I don't know. Are they drone? I'm not sure, and that's okay. But they're definitely their own thing, and they get along with bands like Moss, who's also spectacular, and they put out splits with, and it's just heavy as hell. You're not going to find anything more heavy than this, and hey, yeah, I don't know. Check it out. You can find this on the cheap on Discogs. I actually looked, and if you're looking to get into sort of a droney, sludge, doomy thing, you could do a lot worse than spending $7 on this record. Each side is one song, as drone tends to do. Um, so yeah. So that's pretty much all the records I have for you this week. Hope you enjoyed them. I want to thank all my subscribers. Thank everyone. I don't know. So, thank you for your comments. I appreciate. Hope you guys are having a great weekend. And yeah, so I'm going to go pull some weeds, because that's what I do. I'm a weed puller. All right, bye.